storm track Doppler radar. I show our rotation, and when you see that radar sweep come around, you see that flash that pops up there. That shows us very intense precipitation. And that's all radar looks at. It sees the raindrops or the hailstones, and it reflects back. What gets reflected back tells us how dense the rainfall is, and we relate that back to storm development. I can see what looks to be a rotation, whether it's mid-level, whether it's surface, that is showing up in the precipitation mode on this storm. We need to treat this one very seriously for Pontotoc County as well as northern Calhoun County in particular. This might stay just north of Chickasaw County, but it won't do so by much, and if I live in Hulk, I'm still in my safe place. This shows 76 miles per hour for our pixel-to-pixel wind change. Fortunately, not any higher than that. But I think that this could be attempting to strengthen even more. Okay, we're going to disengage from this just a moment. Let's do a quick storm track on it, get the latest information based on this location. Now, I'm going to include Pontotoc proper in this. We'll be talking about Pannell in 11 minutes, and let's talk about Algoma in about 16 minutes, and Pontotoc at 21 minutes. Let's go ahead and pop open the mics for just a moment. We have new information coming in from the Weather Center. Go ahead and give us that information, if you would, please. If we could pop John's mic open.
National Weather Service down in Jackson reporting a possible funnel near Elliott. That's in Grenada County. So that was just about a minute ago.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can find Elliott in Grenada County. And I apologize. This is going to take me a moment because it's not immediately popping on my map.
Okay. Let's
see if I can get it to pop on. Elliott. Give me just a second. The exact location is very important, so that's why we're going to take a moment to find this. Unfortunately, it's not popping onto my map. I'm going to assume it's right here. It is on the other one? Okay, let's pop it up on the other one. Thank you, Nick. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's not a brand new report. That's a couple minutes old, where they had that funnel cloud report. So that's that circulation. Let's track that ahead a couple scans. Thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate it. Okay, that'd be near the Kincaid community, moving in the directions of Youngs and Retreat. So let's go back to the other mode of our storm track Doppler radar. Let's track that circulation. That's about where we anticipated to be looking at radar. We just couldn't verify Elliott's location. That's not going to be a whole lot of spots. That only shows Big Creek in about 14 minutes and Gore Springs, obviously, right now. But the fact that that return right there is producing a funnel cloud is concerning, because that's not a terribly impressive radar return on storm track Doppler radar. I'm showing pixel-to-pixel wind change that's only about 40 or 50 miles per hour. If we go back to where that funnel cloud occurred, you notice that rotation was a little bit stronger. Not a lot stronger, but a little bit stronger. Okay, so let's go to the latest scans on storm track Doppler radar. We're looking at the Jackson radar site. So that thunderstorm, though it does not have a tornado warning in effect for southern Calhoun County, that's a territorial thing. Calhoun County is dictated by Weather Service Memphis. Weather Service Jackson takes care of Grenada County. We need to put you in your tornado safe place if you live in Calhoun City because of this circulation in western Grenada County as well. At a storm speed of about 60 miles per hour, which is about a mile a minute, that would have that circulation in the Calhoun City within 15 minutes. So you need to be in your safe place if you live in Calhoun County as well, southern and northern. Let's go back to northern Calhoun County. The radar evident out of Jackson. Let's see if we're getting any updates out of GWX. They are struggling with that radar. Okay, so let's go up a couple of scans on the storm in Calhoun County. That'll give us a better positioning of the latest location. I would just about have it crossing into Pontotoc County as we speak. There's likely large hailstones for Sarepta there. And crossing close to the Randolph community. I know this is fairly rural agricultural area. If you know some folks that maybe don't have TVs, give them a phone call. South of Randolph, probably a tornado in the generation phases, and the way this precipitation is wrapping around here, it's unlikely that it will be visible. So if you go on your front porch and you try to find this, you're not going to find anything but a wall of wind and water. So we need to put you in your safe place. This is almost going to cross out of the tornado warning, perhaps. We have two things going on here. We'll address that in a second. So Randolph Community says 4 minutes. I'd assume about 2 or 3. Algoma in about 11 minutes. And to Pontotoc proper in a little bit less than 15 minutes. We need to be in our tornado safe place if we live in Pontotoc County. What we also have going on here is this thunderstorm. The northern part, where we have the circulation, all those intense lightning strikes are showing up on Storm Track Doppler radar. That's where we could have the tornadic circulation. But this could be the wind coming on the backside of this, wrapping around. And along this bow here, there could be wind gusts that are in excess of 60 to 65 miles per hour. So while the tornadic circulation might stay north of Holka, I still want you in your safe place if you live in northern Chickasaw County. At this instant, Houston, you're in good shape for now. But notice what's upstream. Another severe thunderstorm, another tornado-warned thunderstorm. And while it's not as impressive as this northern one, we need to treat it very seriously nonetheless. Let's go ahead and wind this back out. I want to get a feeling for what's going on. Meteorologist Matt Lawpon alongside meteorologist John DeLusick and Nick Gunter. Current time is 2:06 p.m. You're watching WTVA, ABC, WTVA, and WLOV for live tornado warning coverage. We have tornado warnings that have been issued for sections of Pontotoc and Grenada counties. Both of these tornadoes would be what we refer to as Doppler radar indicated tornado warnings. You can see the warning for Pontotoc as well as Chickasaw and Calhoun counties in effect until 2:45 p.m. Let's go ahead and mute the microphone over there. Thank you. And the warning, tracking toward the north and east at almost 60 miles per hour, meaning about a mile a minute. It is trying to cross to the northern part of this warning. And the reason that's important is because we have some folks here in Thaxton that we probably ought to get into a safe place. Even if this tornadic circulation doesn't pass directly over top of the intersection that qualifies as the middle of Thaxton, there still could be strong winds and maybe hail-driven, wind-driven hail to deal with in this part of the thunderstorm that we need to be safe from. We're talking, this says 14 minutes into Pontotoc proper. Let's adjust this forward a little bit if we can. Get our very latest positioning. There we are. Now 11 minutes into Pontotoc proper. Your moments are ticking away. You need to get to your tornado safe place. And where is that? Well, your tornado safe place is going to be the center part of a sturdy structure. A sturdy structure would be a building that has a solid foundation. If it is a gas station, then the coolers. I know there's glass in the front, you want to get as far to the back as you can. If it's your home, the lowest floor is going to be fine. A basement would be great. But we want to make sure that we have as many walls between you and the outside as possible. We want to keep you there to protect you from flying debris. That's the way people get injured in tornadoes, is because something gets picked up someplace else, slams against their house, causes damage. That damage hurts them. So protect yourself as best you can. Wrap yourself in blankets, pillows, turn up the volume on your TV. We'll give you the all clear as that information becomes pertinent to you. Let's give some all clears if we can for the moment. And I would say Bruce proper, if you live within the city limits, you are in pretty good shape. Most of the time I compartmentalize this pretty well, but my wife just handed me a note, said, do I get our nanny here to the station where we have a below ground shelter? Let's look at this for a second. This storm is heading in a trajectory that's going to take it toward Lee County, where I live. And we'd be talking about 30 minutes to here. The daredevil in me says it's probably going to stay a little north of the TV station. The father in me says go ahead and bring her up. And I would be making some preparations if we lived in Lee County as well as Union County or northern Pontotoc County for tornado warnings to once again be issued on this thunderstorm, because it has had a history of those warnings being issued back to the south and west. Let's go back to the south and west. Let's look at this briefly. Let's look at the precipitation mode on Storm Track Doppler radar. And we still have these thunderstorms continuing to show rotation, not quite as impressive as it was a little bit earlier. That's a good thing. But if you live in northern Montgomery County, it's only a matter of time. They'll probably keep issuing that warning because there's not a whole lot of radar coverage out here. Our tornado-warned thunderstorm for Grenada County is now crossing into southern Calhoun County. It is the decision to this point of Weather Service Memphis to not continue the tornado warning. That might change, but you need to be in your tornado safe place if you live in southern Calhoun County, regardless of whether you're in that warning or not. I still show rotation, albeit not guaranteed tornado on the ground rotation, of 50 to 60 miles per hour. And the height we're looking up on this thunderstorm makes it difficult for me to say for sure that that is, for sure what's going on at the ground level. So I would put you in your safe place if you live in Calhoun City. We need to stay there in Slate Springs as well. Let's track this ahead. This might not clip Slate Springs, so we'll say instantly you need to be there in Slate Springs, heading toward the north and east at about 8 minutes in Calhoun City and about 16 minutes in the Vardaman. Would you look at the discussion the Storms Prediction Center just put out and give me a little rundown on that in a minute? And in a minute, we'll pop Nick's mic up. Will you do that? Thank you. Appreciate it. This is a situation that's going to evolve and continue to evolve rapidly. And so the entire Weather Authority is here continuing to monitor this very closely. We're going to really hone in on Pontotoc County now. These returns on storm track Doppler radar continue to become more and more impressive on this storm. It's very obvious. You don't have to have a meteorology degree to see the green and the red. The toward the radar site in Memphis, the away from the radar site in Memphis. And though we don't detect with radar ever a tornado, we only detect rotation. And though that rotation is as strong as it could be, it shows up in a very pronounced way on this thunderstorm. And the fact that it's going to be centralized, where it might be rain-wrapped, makes it a more dangerous situation. So we definitely want to keep you in your tornado safe place. If you live in Randolph, even though you're right on the edge of that tornado warning, you definitely have to be in your center part of your home or business or whatever building you're in on the lowest floor. And if your home is a mobile home and you live in eastern Pontotoc County, I'm talking east of Pontotoc, and you have a moment to get to your storm shelter, you probably need to go there. Ecru, I'd say the same thing for Sherman and Chesterville. With what this storm is doing, I would not at all be shocked to see a tornado warning extended on this into the future. Looking at the latest time, I want to make sure we have the latest information on this tornado warning in effect until 2:45 p.m. Still, it's just Doppler radar indicated rotation, what we're looking at. And that might be all we get on this thunderstorm because the precipitation is wrapped around. There's no way a storm spotter can get into the middle of that and tell you what's happening. You just have to find out after the fact, did it or did it not produce damage? And so we have to treat this like a damaging and possibly very, very dangerous thunderstorm. Just in this small area here, we're talking 1,300 lightning strikes in just the last half hour. Fully a third of those what we call positive lightning strikes, and those come from the strongest thunderstorms. That's a high number. Let's back it up. Slate Springs thunderstorm is looking a little better. Definitely a situation that in Calhoun City we need to be in our tornado safe place. Right now, I'm going to look from the Jackson radar site on the wind. That is a tight circulation. Weather Service Memphis needs a tornado warning on this, and they haven't put it out. I assume that if they're looking at what we're looking at, that tornado warning will be coming out shortly. Because that's 79, 80 mile per hour pixel to pixel wind change. And that's a significant number on Storm Track Doppler radar. So we're talking rotation. This would be just north of Slate Springs. You need to be in your safe place if you live in Slate Springs. I want to get our angle right on this. 60 miles per hour. Let's get it to clip Calhoun City, and let's go a little farther. We'll get it to clip Houston just in case. We're talking 5 minutes into Calhoun City. And we're talking 13 minutes in the Vardaman and 23 minutes into Houston, 26 minutes into Holka. Nick, did you get a chance to look at that mesoscale discussion?
I did get a chance to look at it, Matt, and they said we'll continue to see these tornadoes increasing throughout the day, so they're going to increase our risk to a high risk.
They're going up to high?
High for central Mississippi into northwestern Alabama.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thanks,
No
Nick.
problem.
I wish that wasn't what you said, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Okay, so what does that mean? I'm going to take just a second to back this out and show you what that means. That means Storms Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma is taking what we've been showing you since last week, a moderate risk for severe weather, and they're going to put into the middle of this a high risk. As you'll notice on my graphic up here, high is as high as it goes. What that refers to is the concentration of severe weather reports, the quantity and potential for the number of tornado touchdowns as we go throughout this afternoon and into this evening. Large hail also a major factor, but we need to be treating this as a very serious situation because that is exactly what this is. And if you don't treat it seriously enough, it could become a deadly situation. You'll notice this entire line here with the potential for these thunderstorms to try to produce tornadoes. Let's go ahead and we'll bring it in. Let's look at that southern thunderstorm. And as we mentioned a minute ago, Weather Service in Memphis we're looking at, and they've now issued a tornado warning that's in effect that does include Calhoun and Chickasaw counties. This will include the community of Houston, Calhoun City. This is a tornado warning that has been issued because the Doppler radar indicated rotation. We showed you a moment ago, around 80 miles per hour. That rotation is on the increase. Tornado warning in effect until 3 p.m. Current time is 2:15. Obviously, Houston, Van Vliet, some of the last locations to move in. Okolona behind my little banner there, it will be moving into your location within the next hour. You need to be thinking about your safe place and where you will go. You still have a few moments. I'd say you still have a few moments in Houston as well. If the structure you live in is not a sturdy structure and you live in Houston proper, now is the time to go to that designated safe place. And that's why we've been talking about this for a week, is so that you could make that plan on where that safe place is. The specific locations at this instant where we believe the tornado could be in the generation phases, because it's still Doppler radar indicated rotation. We're talking very near the Big Creek community. We're looking from Jackson's radar site. It's a long ways away, and actually, it's going to be just south of Calhoun City. So it has updated and moved on us a little bit. There we are, 100 mile per hour pixel to pixel wind change. When I see numbers that high, I believe that this could be a tornado on the ground, and we need to treat it as such. We do not have confirmation of that at this instant, but that is at that threshold where we start to assume it could be making touchdown. We're going to go to kind of the grittier version of storm track Doppler radar. And what we'll do is we're going to look at the wind mode on this thunderstorm. And we're looking near Calhoun City, just south, obviously, of Calhoun City, at the wind mode on here. It again shows that strong rotation. At this instant, what I can tell you is it has not on Doppler radar indicated damage as of yet. You might ask the question, how do we know that? Because where I see this pixel to pixel wind change, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a red dot on our radar screen there. When I go to this other product where it shows black, if I had these lighter colors showing up there, that could be a sign of debris. And at this instant, we don't have that. I can't guarantee that it's not causing debris now because this doesn't show up until it gets scanned, ingested in the radar, and spat out to our system. While that all happens fast, it doesn't happen instantaneously. So we need to be in our tornado safe place. If we live in southern Calhoun County, if you live in Vardaman, if you live in Bentley, Pyland, if you live in Hale, Houston, Holiday, Thorne, Thelma, Anchor Community, Woodland, you need to be in your tornado safe place. We have new information coming in from both John and Nick. I think we'll start with Nick here. Yes, what do you have?
Well, me and John were discussing just a minute ago that we're getting reports of power flashes in Tupelo, west of Tupelo.
Okay, west of Tupelo
West
or
of.
in West Tupelo?
National Weather Service chat from Jackson. They're claiming that, I'm sorry, Memphis chat. Yep, just west of Tupelo.
West of Tupelo.
West of Tupelo. To be clear, that's not West Tupelo. But to also be clear, this is a possibly tornado on the ground situation as well up here in Pontotoc County. There are about 2 places on here that I can make the assumption we could have a tornado. We might have multiple. Let's look at I want to look at the precipitation mode. We're looking from Jackson with this, I believe. We're also looking fairly high up on this thunderstorm, so there's no guarantee. Let's go back to that other radar product we had a second ago, and let's see, and we're going to be looking way, way far away. I can't guarantee for sure. We're going to keep it right here then. I'm trying to see if we had tornado debris showing up on this. I do not have that at this instant, but this is at very least a line of 75 mile per hour winds moving toward the east. You can't even see the radar because of the lightning. There's a lot of cloud to ground lightning strikes. you need to be assuming that this could be producing damage as we speak. Power flashes happen one of two ways. Power pole goes down, breaks, flash. Or power lines slap together and can cause an arc. Doesn't necessarily mean it's producing damage, but it does mean that this is a very intense thunderstorm moving toward Tupelo proper. And though the tornado sirens are not going off yet, the operable word is yet. It's only a matter of time until Lee County and Tupelo are put under a tornado warning. Let's go back to Pontotoc County. Let's do some more advanced tracking on this. It looks as though this is the radar site out of, let's see if Columbus is back yet. Columbus is back. That's an intense return. Okay, so let's go to the wind mode on Storm Track Doppler. Let's pull off the lightning. That makes it more obvious. We're talking pretty much right over top of Algoma. Significant rotation on Storm Track Doppler radar. You have to be in your tornado safe place if you live in Pontotoc proper, if you live in the Zion community, if you live in Chesterville or Western Lee County. Let's go there now. Where's your safe place? I want to pop this up too many times. You've got to know this, and you've got to take this seriously. If you go to your safe place, you can survive damaging thunderstorms and tornadoes. Sturdy structure, lowest floor. If that's a basement, great. If it's not, hey, just put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Turn up the volume on your TV. We'll give you the all clear when that becomes pertinent. Want to wrap you up in blankets and pillows and keep you there until we can give you the all clear. This situation is still a tornado that is in the generation phases according to the Doppler radar, but we might not find out about it until it touches down and has done damage. So we need to assume that even though one has not been spotted, that one is occurring. This is producing rotation in excess of 100 miles per hour, and that is a significant number. Let's track, and the shape of this thunderstorm is classic supercellular. Right there is where our tornadic rotation would be, between Pontotoc and Algoma, pretty much right on top of Algoma. Let's track it eastward. 60 miles an hour. Has in the Zion community 8 minutes. I'm going to scoot this forward. Make sure that we have the best possible time. Come on. Let's leave it there. 8 minutes Zion community. Chesterville 13 minutes. Belden in 16 minutes. And Tupelo in 19 minutes. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to point this north. I'm going to get Pontotoc just in case it turns. Less than 5 minutes. Be in your safe place. Let's go south. We're handling multiple tornado-warned thunderstorms at this instant. And we think that all of these thunderstorms have significant rotation, and that Slate Springs thunderstorm continues to increase. We need to be in a safe place if you live in Houston. If you live in Calhoun City, this is very, very close to you at this instant. Wind mode. There are a couple of places here. We need to be in your safe place, Calhoun City still. Big Creek, you're okay on this. Slate Spring, if you consider yourself part of Slate Springs, but you live east of that community, give me a couple minutes. This rotation, according to Storm Track Doppler radar, and this is not at ground level, this is up a little higher, I show up in excess of 113 miles per hour. That is rotation that could be doing damage. And even though this is still a situation where a tornado is not formally declared on the ground, we need to assume that this is rain wrapped, and we will find it after the fact. So you've got to listen to my voice right now and go to your safe place. Grenada County, by the way, is canceled out of that tornado warning. New update, Vardaman, safe place right now. We might not have long. This is very intense gate-to-gate shear on Storm Track Doppler radar in excess of 124 miles per hour. That's the pixel-to-pixel wind change. This is increasing in intensity right now. You must go to your safe place if you live in Vardaman, Hollis, anywhere in rural eastern Calhoun County. We need to also, for western Chickasaw County, the Atlanta community, need to keep you in your safe place. Let's move it ahead here. Houston, safe place, please. Anchor, as well as Woodland. This might track just a little north of Woodland, but maybe not by much. And this is a significant tornadic rotation. If you know folks down here in Calhoun and Chickasaw County, get on the phone with them, call them, make sure they know. We will be doing live streaming coverage. We're doing it right now on our WTVA News app. If you lose power, you can find it here. My phone's going off with all kinds of stuff going on. Save your battery power, charge it up. You might need that for a while. This is not the only round we have coming through tonight. Let's track this ahead, assuming that storm speed at 60 miles per hour into Houston in 12 minutes. Van Vliet, a little more than 20 minutes. In the Thorn community, I spoke to a group of volunteer firefighters there before. We're looking out for you a little less than 10 minutes. Meteorologist Nick Gunter has an update. Nick.
Looking at our tower cam here at the station, and we were seeing lightning flashes and whatnot on that. So
Let's look at tower cam briefly for a moment here. Let's see what we have going on. And you can do that full screen if you want to. You can put me in front of it either way. And what we're looking at is the storm that's producing the rotation out in Pontotoc County. Significant rotation that could possibly be a tornado attempting to form. That's what's heading toward us. Okay, so we're looking west. I want this camera as wide as you can make it. Don't zoom in on a thing if you could, please. Will you widen this out? And you can use, I think, the middle mouse button to do that. I think there might be a plus or minus, and if you have to shrink it in. Okay, we'll widen that as much as possible. We'll zoom it in when we get closer. Let's talk about Pontotoc County. This is the thunderstorm we're trying to get more information on right now. And it is, rotation, though not perfect on radar, is very near Pontotoc proper. Okay, what we're looking at is that thunderstorm approaching. And what instantly becomes obvious to me looking at this picture here, now we're looking southwest, correct? That would be from our WTVA studios, which are north and west of the mall in Tupelo. That's looking toward that road, that brand new road they're building that eventually connects to Barnes Crossing. If you go over the Natchez Trace, that new bridge they're building out west there, that's the direction we're looking, toward the south and west. What I can tell you from that is nothing. Why is that important? Because nothing is what you're going to be able to see. Toward the ground, I can see what will eventually be strong winds moving in. But we're going to deal with that when that gets closer and we have more visibility, because we're going to be looking right into the belly of this. Meaning, speaking of final preparations, we're not go time for the basement here at the station, but that could be coming for us. So final preparations, we need to start thinking about that for folks here at the station. Okay, let's look at the wind mode. We're going to look from our Columbus radar location, and that's significant rotation, not quite as significant as Calhoun County, but still could be a tornado in the generation phases. This isn't giving me a whole bunch. I'm going to click it about 20 different places and see what I can come up with there. But this instant, 65, 70 mile per hour gate-to-gate shear. This is looking closest to ground level out of any of our radar sites. So I can't say for sure that this is a tornado on the ground, but we need to treat it as if it were. The most serious of these storms right now is our Calhoun County storm. Moving toward Houston. This has significant rotation. And I know there are a lot of folks in Chickasaw County that about this day every year start thinking about significant rotation. So you know how hesitant I am to alert you, but we've got to go to a safe place. I'm going to see if I can get 87 miles per hour, and this is our closest ground level lock on this. Let's look from Jackson. Still very strong rotation. This still shows it south and west of Vardaman. I'm not sure, and about 98 miles per hour, so about 100 miles per hour. I don't think that location's accurate. I think it's going to be just a little bit east of that location. We're probably talking almost to the Chickasaw County line. There's our update right there. That rotation's more intense. This thunderstorm also has a history of producing hail in excess of $half size, obviously a secondary threat to the tornado potential out of this. Okay, we'll go up to that severe thunderstorm warning here in just a second. 115 mile per hour, what we call pixel-to-pixel wind change, gate-to-gate shear. That is the rotation that can be a tornado occurring. And that is what's occurring along the Chickasaw, Calhoun County right now, along the county line there. This is moving toward Houston. It's moving very rapidly. Shows Houston in less than 8 minutes. You need to be in your safe place now if you live in western Chickasaw County. Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued farther north. That's been issued for the thunderstorm that's moving into through Lee, Pontotoc, and that would be also Union counties. A severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect until, I believe that is 3:15. Let's look at that out of our Tupelo tower cam here for a moment. And what we're looking at is potential for large hailstones. The northern part of this thunderstorm was where they have issued the severe thunderstorm warning, because the hail is on the north side of this. You're looking into that dark blue, the grays. What are you looking at? You're looking at the thunderstorm approaching, and we're going to be watching very close to the ground. We need to take this camera and move it to the right. The tornado would be to the left, at some point. But let's go to the right, just a click or two if you would for me. That's going to be the part of this thunderstorm we're talking, the severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. Give me one more click to the right. There we go. And you see how there's a cutoff there. Can you pop me in front of that for a second? Okay. There's a cutoff here between murky and not. We're going to be looking here for the tornado. We're looking here for big hail. All this gray is the precipitation falling out of the downward part of the thunderstorm. We do the school talk. We talk about things go up, things go down. The updraft is where the tornado forms. That's here. The downdraft, that's here. Heavy rainfall, lightning, thunder. As soon as that ceases, you're going to go, is that over? That might be the tornado falling back. Let's show you on Storm Track Doppler radar, once again, what we're talking about. We're looking into this. That's that gray. And this is that cutoff you saw there. This part of the thunderstorm on the southern side there, that's where we're going to have to watch for tornadic development, for where this could be a tornado warning. Nick, would you change my radar size on analyst to Columbus, please?
Okay.
And get it polling, and we'll pull in that data here in a second. We're going to have to rotate these radars a couple times today to stay ahead of this, but we have to be in our safe place still if we live in Pontotoc County. If you live in Buckhorn, you're in the clear, all clear. Sarepta in the all clear. Algoma, you can see the lightning. I wouldn't go out in it, but the tornadic potential is east of you at this point. Now, if you live east of Algoma and you consider yourself a resident of Algoma, you need to be in your safe place nonetheless in the Zion community. National Weather Service Memphis, looking at what they're looking at. And they're at that moment of truth. They're debating, do we issue the tornado warning for locations such as Tupelo and Lee County? Because this is heading toward Tupelo proper. And we need to be in a safe place because of that. There's no guarantees that this is a tornado on the ground. But we're going to have a view from that tower cam shot here in a minute. Let's not go to it yet. I want to check the wind on this. I want to get a storm track on this, and then we'll go to that tower cam shot. So we'll get it ready here in a moment. There we are, 119 miles per hour, southern part there. Okay, so let's go back to the precipitation mode so I can verify location. Okay, let's go to the tower cam shot. And that could be our rotation right there. Now, one of two things is happening here. We either have, let me move my water bottle out of the way there. So this is the inflow. Things are going in and up in this part of the thunderstorm. There's huge hail there. Yes, tornado warning for Lee County. We'll touch on that in a second, but this is coming into Lee County. We're going to come back to this. Folks in the control room are going to monitor this. I recommend in the control room you widen that out in case the location skips around on you. If you get honed in, we might miss it. So let's keep it as wide as possible. Let's go to Storm Track Doppler radar. Tornado warning, Lee County. Doppler radar indicated tornado warning, continuing to tighten up. At this instant, this is a situation where this is Doppler radar indicated, but that does not mean we need to not take it seriously. There are two ways in which tornado warning is issued. Either a spotter sees it, or radar indicates rotation. Neither of these are bad reasons. Sure, we'd love to know for sure what's on the ground with spotter reports, but today we're going to find out after the fact, probably with damage reports. So you need to be in your safe place. Radar is indicating the potential that this could be a tornado on the ground with 100+ mile/hour gate-to-gate shear. Anything above 90, we have to assume, could be a tornado on the ground. Want you in a sturdy structure on the lowest floor. Want to find a room that's in the middle of that structure, turn up the volume on your TV, wrap yourself in blankets and pillows, and stay there until you get the all clear. If I don't mention it in the next couple minutes, newsroom, let's find out how long we have here before everyone here needs to go. We'll go to tower cam in a second. I need to do a storm track on this first. I apologize, my radar's going to take a second here. Talking Tupelo proper in 12 minutes. That's the middle of town, meaning West Tupelo, 2 minutes before that. We're 10 minutes, and this is a very serious and could be deadly situation if you don't go to your tornado safe place. You can see other communities on my screen there. Manatee was still talking more than 25 minutes. We've been tracking this storm for a while. I'm going to go track south, and then we'll go to that tower cam shot. I've got to track this storm down for Calhoun, for Chickasaw County, moving out of Calhoun County. If you live in Vardaman, give me another couple of minutes in your safe place. It's not quite as impressive out of that radar site, out of Monroe County. It's also not quite as impressive out of the Jackson radar site. But you need to be in your safe place if you live in Houston. This is on your doorstep, mere moments away, and whether it's just rotation that could be associated with 70-mile-per-hour winds, or it's rotation that's in excess of 100 miles per hour with a tornado, wind is wind, wind causes damage, and you're 4 minutes away from that in Houston. So be in your safe place. You're 12 minutes away in Van Vliet. Tupelo Tower Cam now. We're watching a thunderstorm, a strong thunderstorm. You're looking at what we refer to as a rain-free base in all likelihood there. And that is the part where we have the wind going up into the thunderstorm, and that's the part where we have to watch the potential for rotation. So you need to be in your tornado safe place. Though I don't imminently see a tornado on the ground there, there's no guarantees that once we get close enough to this, that the precipitation isn't wrapped up behind. Let's go back to Storm Track Doppler radar. Let's go to that radar. Let's look at this storm, this tornado-warned thunderstorm, up in Pontotoc, crossing into Lee counties. This is a clear-cut tornadic rotation. This is textbook. That doesn't mean just because it's textbook that this is a tornado on the ground, but this is a situation we have to assume could turn into that if it is not already. At this instant, we do not have any reports coming out of this. I want to verify that. Nick, John, any reports out of this?
Not getting, what I'm looking at, and we're looking for some of the reports. There are no official reports. Right now, there are no official reports from National Weather Service that we're seeing that's being fed, and nothing by way of Twitter either, except for pictures of some folks saying, hey, there's something bad coming.
I'm getting reports that the sirens are not going off in Tupelo. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but regardless, they need to be, and you need to be in your safe place. This is the reason we talk about weather call and weather radios and code red, is because sirens do fail in severe weather. If you know folks who live in Tupelo, give them a call. First Community as well. South Tello's in this warning. You all need to be in your safe place. And for the folks back in the back, this is coming right toward the station. So at some point, we are going to have to take cover in the basement. Okay? So, tracking this ahead. And I'm going to go, actually, before that, I'm going to go up a couple of scans on this. Let's make sure. Everything about this shows significant rotation. You see how that kind of shows a donut hole there? As it curls around, that is elevated rotation even showing up. So lowest scans show it, shows it elevated. That increases the odds that this is a tornado in the development phases, if not even a tornado on the ground. I'm going to take analyst from you for a moment. We might not come back to regular radar for a few minutes here, because now what I'm going to start checking on is the potential for debris. And our radar has the potential to do that. We need to treat this like a significant rotation that could be a tornado if we live in Lee County. Let's go Chickasaw County first. I need to protect all the folks in Tupelo. There's a lot of them. It's the most populous county in the area. But I want to make sure we do our due diligence down here in Chickasaw County. This is not rotation that looks for sure like a tornado, but we still in Houston need to assume that this rotation, though passing just now north and west, this could still be a tornado. I had to go up a couple scans to see it, and sometimes our precipitation mode at the surface gets skewed by a whole bunch of things and becomes difficult to pick out. But to this instant, when I look at this, I make the assumption that this could be a tornado still. John, we're going to pop John's mic up, and from this point forward, you're muting your mics, you're unmuting your mics. We'll leave their mics on. Yes.
One of our weather spotters, Linda, reports from west of Tupelo, correct? Because west of Tupelo reports they can see the wall cloud. They can see a good inflow going into the wall cloud. Did she say where? She can't see very good rotation, but she does have good inflow going into a possible wall cloud.
Let's go to our Tupelo Tower Cam. And I hear rainfall. We're not going to see anything. 2 minutes too late. Go to Tupelo Tower Cam. Let me look at it on screen here. Okay, so there's where we're at. Go and pop me on screen. Okay. Can you double box back there? Let me know if you can. But this would be the area we'd be watching. That's not to say the precipitation hasn't wrapped around. I don't think it has. This doesn't look like a rain-wrapped circulation. But this would definitely be the area. And you see that precipitation in the background there? That's one of two things. It's impossible to tell for sure from this angle. But that is possibly the precipitation from the southern storm down in Chickasaw County. It also could be what we call the hook echo, the rain, the RFD. We're trying to wrap back around. And right there is we're going to watch that potential for this to try to produce a tornado. Whoever's running tower cam, I want you to click it and make that the center of the screen. We're going to go away from this in a second. When you get the chance here in a minute, if we can, we're going to double box this, but we need to do streets. This is wrapping up as we speak. Storm track Doppler radar. And the reason I say it's wrapping up as we speak is you can see the precipitation now wrapping around on this. This is near the Bissell community, western Lee County. This is going to be coming up on Belden within the next 2 or 3 minutes. This is rapidly moving, 55 to near 60 miles per hour. And this is a situation we're going to have to watch closely. I do not show tornadic debris at this instant on Storm Track Doppler radar. But that does not mean it's not quite there. Let's go back to tower cam for a moment, and then we're going to jump down to Chickasaw County. This is a wide-scale rotation showing up there. Either there. Okay, now remember in the back I told you we want it as wide as possible? Now let's zoom it in just a little bit. We'll zoom in a little bit right here. We are live on KZ 103. That'd be KZ 103.9 FM. We will give you information on the potential for this to be a tornado touchdown, and we will let you know when the all clear pertains to you. Pontotoc proper, you're in good shape at this instant. But we want to keep most of western Pontotoc County still in their safe place. This is going to be a precipitation trying to wrap back around, and this is the area. We're going to look really closely for rotation. I'm not going to sit on a sky cam waiting for a tornado to develop. When it develops, we'll show you. But we've got to be in our safe place. Okay, let's go back to Storm Track Doppler radar. As you can see, rotation. That could be a tornado. This shows it north of Houston by no more than about 2 to 3 miles. Looking at the damage mode on Storm Track Doppler radar, and for lack of a better way to put it, I'm going to call it the damage mode. And we look for the lighter colors. So I do show a little something. That's 1 pixel. And I'm not convinced that well, it's not impossible that that's detecting some tornado debris on Storm Track Doppler radar. That's not an intense return of it. And we've only had limited time to work with this, but we need to assume this could be producing debris down in Chickasaw County. I'm going to pull this back to the prettier mode of Storm Track Doppler radar and do a couple storm tracks. We're going to track the Tupelo storm. Hail beginning to fall here at the station. In all likelihood, it's going to be more limited in size. I'm going to see if I can move this forward a little bit. Okay, at latest, you have 7 minutes in Tupelo. Skyline Community, 10 minutes. Eggville in 16 minutes. This does not have Saltillo in this track. Let's get it in. Nick, I'm putting you in charge of being my safety net to make sure we send people to the basement. In fact, we need all non-essential staff at WTVA to go to the basement. All non-essential staff to go to the basement. Now, hopefully we have somebody back in the control room. They'll make the sprint with me at the end here. So let's look at tower cam. I want to look at the rotation on this. Let's see it, John.
Dime-size hail.
Got dime-size hail. So, thank you, John. John worked hard to get that, and I just threw it away. And this is what we're looking at. The intense precipitation is hitting us. We're not going to be able to see this induced tornado. You got to click on this side of the screen there if we're going to have any opportunity. Over on the left side of the screen is where we need to go if you're going to have any opportunity to see this. Keep going left. We're going to watch that front edge there. Your job is to follow it now. Okay, back to Storm Track Doppler radar. Tornado warning continues for Lee County, sections of Itawamba County, as well as Pontotoc County, Pontotoc proper. You're in the clear. New tornado warning issued that does now include Monroe, as well as Chickasaw, southern Lee, and Itawamba County. That'd be the southern part of Itawamba County with this one. That is for our storm that's still back just north of Houston. Spotters still say rotation. We do not have confirmation of a tornado touchdown with this. Let's talk about our southern storm. Actually, first, I know we have an intense situation. I want to make sure we're not missing somebody, and sure enough, we are. I have to touch on Montgomery County, and I'm not going to get back to you for a few minutes because we have a high population center about to be impacted. But Montgomery County under a tornado warning. Switch to the side out of Jackson. That'd be also include sections of Webster County. Strong wind speeds, strong rotation on this thunderstorm as well near the Vaden community. It's yet to enter Montgomery County, but it will within the next couple of moments. We're still going to assume 55-mile-per-hour forward speed on this. We're talking 13 minutes into kill Michael at the latest. 13 minutes. Might be more like 10. Stewart Community, 20 minutes. Wood Springs, 24 minutes. 29 minutes into Grady. Let's come north. And it's a mess of lightning. You don't want to be running out in this, but I'm telling you right now, for folks who live in Monroe, Itawamba counties, southern Prentiss County, you have moments now. Go to your safe place where you can get out in this, because when it gets close, the lightning, it's terrible. Let's talk about this now. We have a tornado in the generation phases. Reported. Can we confirm that? Tornado on the ground just west of Tupelo, reported by National Weather Service in Memphis. We need If you live in Tupelo, you need to be in your safe place. Tornado on tower cam. Go and pop me up. So that'd be looking along the Natchez Trace toward the south. Am I correct, guys, in the back room? Right there? Okay, that'd be west of Tupelo. We are north of Tupelo. So you're looking at the tornado on the ground that is moving into West Tupelo as we speak. It's going to be very fast moving. They're kind of moving it on me there. We need to assume that this could be a deadly situation if we don't take this seriously. As you can see that tornado increasing in size. Can we zoom it in? Or are we as good as we go? Okay. Give just a moment here. We have to assume this is a tornado. Could be doing damage as we speak. Lee County is the most populated county in the WTVA viewing area with, I believe, more than 80,000 residents. And one of the most populated parts of the county is the western part, where a lot of folks have built new houses in the last few years. This is moving into there. This is a significant tornado situation. Make sure that the Weather Service Memphis knows you have to be in your tornado safe place. And now I'm a news director's worst nightmare. We've got to go to radar. We'll come back to that in a second. Make sure you're rolling on it back there. We got to talk specific roadways here where we're talking about this. This is probably moving through West Tupelo as we speak. We are going to be in the hail core part of it here at the station. We might be in good shape. Large tornado over Tupelo as we speak, 3 miles to my southwest, multi-vortex. Report coming in from the Weather Service right now. This is a damaging and could be deadly tornado. John.
Can confirm, but West Jackson.
West Jackson?
West Jackson Street in Tupelo.
Okay, West Jackson Street. This is moving West Jackson. We'd be talking right in here. And this is going to be to Crosstown within probably 45 seconds. If you live near Crosstown, Tupelo, join your neighborhood. If you live in the Park Heights community, neighborhood, you need to be in your tornado safe place. If you live in Verona, you need to be there as well. Lee County in general, this is a significant tornadic situation. Let's go to tower cam. Click it over. It's awful. This is bad stuff. You can see in the foreground here, the entire wall cloud rotating around here. And there is the significant tornado. I believe this is Gloucester Street there. We need to be getting to our tornado safe place now. I got to pop up the safe place. I got to pop up the rules, and we need to have a real discussion here. Please be rolling on that. We'll show you that video later. Listen, there are no good situations. If you're in a car and you're listening to me on the radio, there's no good situation. But what you need to do is you need to get to a building. Whatever you're passing right now, pull over and get inside. You want as many walls between you as possible. And most people that get killed from tornadoes are in a car or a mobile home. Near the airport, West Jackson, tornado touchdown has been confirmed at this instant. You'll have to give me a second. We took a power hit here at the studio, and I have to get all of my ability to look and see things back. Let's see if we're still on the air. You've got to be in your tornado safe place. We're still on the air. This is a tornado emergency for Lee County. This is a tornado ripping through the city of Tupelo as we speak, and this could be deadly. Let's go tower cam. This is a damaging tornado on the ground right now. The significant tornado touchdown just south of our WTVA studios. We may or may not be on the air at this instant. We hope you'll stick with us. Everybody, basement now. Basement now. Let's go. Now.
What? Dave, now.
Tornado warning continues for Lee County.
Okay.
It's a multi-vortex tornado. Multi-vortex tornadoes. Can we pop radar up? Okay, and I lost that. Okay. Multi-vortex tornado moving through the city of Tupelo as we speak. This is a dangerous and could be life-threatening situation. We want more. Well, at this point, it's gone.
We're off the air.
We are?
Yeah, you're on.
Apologize, meteorologist Matt Lobhahn alongside meteorologist John DeLusick. We are looking at the latest on storm track Doppler radar. If I can get my mouse to come back. Tornado on the ground in Tupelo, last information that came in. I believe I've lost all internet here at the station.
I don't know if we're on the air, and it looks like we have tower cam behind us. So
Yeah, we do have tower cam behind me. Okay, let's assume we're actually on the air with this. I've lost the ability to run my radar. We'll find one of these that'll work. Chickasaw County, you need to continue to be in your tornado safe place, as well as Monroe, Itawamba counties. We have to make an assumption this could be still a tornado on the ground for Chickasaw, moving into Monroe, as well as southern Lee and Itawamba counties. We've had a large, dangerous, damaging multi-vortex tornado move through the city of Tupelo. We had reports of power flashes in West Jackson Street. And we have to make the assumption that this could still be a damaging and deadly situation. We're on backup power here at the WTVA studios. I've got to reset my KVM, which is a piece of equipment that I use in order to run our radar system. Ooh, okay. apologize for what is a bit of craziness. Still trying to figure out exactly what we're dealing with right now, and I have no computer control. No internet. Basically, you need to be in your safe place. Continue to be in your safe place. These are damaging and could be deadly tornadoes. Can you reset the KVM? Thank you. Okay, we're back on the air. I apologize. It's been a crazy few moments here. We are bringing people back out of shelter here at the station. Some essential staff. What we know is we had a tornado damaging tornado touchdown in Tupelo proper. Let's keep as many people as we can in there for a minute until I can figure out for sure I know what's going on. I don't have any new radar data because I think we lost almost all of our internet. Give me just a minute here. I'll see what we can do. Okay, we are on the air? Okay. General rule, because I don't have the latest radar data, and I apologize, we've got to be safe place, Okolona, Amory, Shannon, Cardsville, Fulton. Now, this tornado is all likelihood still on the ground. We have to make that assumption. I have to make that assumption until I can tell you otherwise, and I can't change that assumption at this instant. What I'm trying to do, to the best of my ability, is I'm trying to get you some radar data, but we've taken about as close to a direct punch from this storm system as we can. So I have to make the assumption that based on the storm speeds we had a minute ago, that this could still be on the ground at 60 miles per hour, considering the speed it was going. If it were still on the ground, we'd make the assumption Manatee in 6 minutes, Sandy Springs in 15 minutes, 19 minutes in Moores Mill, and 26 minutes in the Belmont. By the way, the fact that we're still on backup power here means there's probably been catastrophic power loss to utilities in and around the city of Tupelo due to this significant tornado touchdown. This is a situation that is very, very dangerous. Let's talk about our other thunderstorms. Based on the speed we previously had it moving, I would put my rotation into Okolona, 9 minutes. Let's assume 5. Kind of flying blind here. Nettleton, 18 minutes. Smithville in 30 minutes. Let's not push it. Let's have you in that safe place right now. Let's go down the Montgomery County storm. Tornado warning continues for Montgomery County. That in effect. Take it a moment here until 3:15. So we still have another 15 minutes on that. I make the assumption that the tornado would be between Winona and Poplar Creek, possibly attempting to track along 182. 4 minutes into Kilmichael, Stewart Community in 11 minutes, and Tom Nolan in 16 minutes. Could we ask the folks back there to not be on their phones? I need any data I can get, and I'm on edge, meaning I have very little.
We are trying to reset everything right now.
Okay.
We're trying to, if we get the DSL back, you'll have weather radar, and we'll stay on that.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're attempting to get some internet back here. You might even see my lights flickering. If I'm flickering at home, that's not your reception. Our lights flicker here a little bit when we're on generator power.
Reports of some damage in the Joyner area.
Reports of some damage in the Joyner area. Tupelo.
possibly even downtown.
And possibly even downtown. There's going to be a lot of misinformation the next few minutes.
Tower cam is back up.
Let's go to tower cam. Okay, let's go ahead and take this full. I'm going to come back there and position it for a second. We're probably not going to be able to see a tornado, but give me just a moment. Not shockingly, that's as good as it's going to get, and we're dealing with a lot of heavy rainfall, and that's what follows one of these systems. We have tornado warnings currently in effect for sections of Montgomery, Webster, Chickasaw, Monroe, Pontotoc County. That rotation is out of your area. Lee County, in Itawamba County. If you live north and east of this, what has been violent and damaging tornado, you need to be in your safe place right now. And that means in northern Itawamba County, in Prentiss County, southern Prentiss County in particular, Tishomingo County. Let's go full back to radar if we could, please. Okay. So all along and ahead of this line, you've got to be very aware, because these thunderstorms in all likelihood are attempting to rack back up. Okay. We continue to shelter most, except for the absolutely essential staff here at WTVA Studios. I encourage you to do the same. We've had reports of damage in West Jackson and Tupelo. We've had reports of damage possibly to downtown, as well as the Joyner neighborhood. It's going to be a lot of hearsay, but we're trying to figure this out. Yes, John. Yeah, I know. John lives in the Joyner neighborhood, you know, so it's... Okay, hold on a second, Dave. I want to hear this real quick, so people at home, because the next few minutes we're not going to have a lot of meteorological information, so let's get some damage information.
Okay,
what do you got?
so we're hearing reports around town. One of our photographers, editors, has said a tree has landed on his wife's car in his driveway. We're hearing some damage in the area of Joyner Elementary. We have a crew headed over that way as well. Tyler Hill, I don't want to tell you what Tyler Hill has told me, because
okay, that's fine. We want to verify.
We have not verified.
Okay,
so.
Thank you. So it's not just making stuff up. We have reports of significant damage potentially in and around the Tupelo area. You'll notice the radar doesn't show it because the radar's old data, because we've taken a power hit here, and now a tower cam's gone. I liken this to those Star Trek movies when they go in condition red and they get zapped by, you know, we have very little to go on here. But you need to, at the very least, respect the polygons that we're dealing with here. So I'm going to pull the radar data off because it's misleading. We need to assume that we still have a tornado on the ground moving near Okolona. If we can, keep everybody off of the wireless as long as we can. Okay? Okay, I'm actually getting a little information here. Well, I imagine we're having cell phone issues all across Lee County at this instant. New severe thunderstorm warning has been issued on the north. Is that this? Hold on. Let me double check. That might be the old one from originally. I believe that to be the old one. Never mind. What do we have? Okay, a leak here at the station. I'm on the air. You okay? Love you. Let's assume that we still have a tornado that could be on the ground, and I would assume close to northern Itawamba County at this instant. Also probably have one. It's tracking through northern Monroe County.
You going out Friday night? No. Okay.
Give me just a minute here. Okay. Not a whole lot of information I'm able to get for you meteorologically, and I apologize. But this is a dangerous and could be deadly situation still ongoing, as I continue to lose random systems, including my ability to control Doppler radar here at the station. Nick, will you call the Weather Service Memphis? Need some information. Huh?
You need me to reset something?
Yeah, will you, do you know which one the Doppler radar, the Skycam computer is? I'll get it. The old, no, the other one. The old director. Yes, thank you. Tornado warnings continue. John? Thank you. Give it here. Meteorologist Matt Lobhon, live on WTVA News, speaking with the National Weather Service Memphis. Who are we talking to?
They still have the answering machine.
They still have the answering? Get me somebody. Thank you. We're going to have to reset the KVM again, too. Who's that?
I don't think he's back here. He's right here. Florida gas station.
West Main where?
We're continuing to assess the damage situation of a tornado strike in Tupelo. Meteorologist Matt Lobhon alongside meteorologist John DeLucic, Nick Gunter, still trying to get the correct information.
We got Memphis right here.
Okay, who do you have?
Okay, hang on just a second.
Who's this?
This is Memphis National Weather Service.
Okay, and who is this? Is this a forecaster?
Yes, may I help you?
My name's Matt Lobhon. I'm chief meteorologist at Tupelo's WTVA. We have no internet or ability to see the current warnings. What are the current warnings in effect?
Okay, what we have right now, let me get everything ready up for you here.
I understand. I'm sorry for putting you on the spot.
Yeah, that's all right.
We need to reset the KVM again, please.
Okay, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for northwest Lee County.
Okay.
That's going to expire at 3:15 because it's already moved out. Let's
Okay.
see about the tornado stuff too. Hold on. But as right now, I think that's all you've got is that. Let's see here, what else? Yep, and the tornado warning expires at 3:15 for you guys.
Okay. What about Itawamba County? Has that been continued?
And in Itawamba County too, that expires at 3:15. And let me run through this real quick here. Let's see, the last one that I read you, severe thunderstorm warning for Northwest Lee and East Central Union expires at 3:15. And we've just put a new tour out for Northwest Itawamba County until 3:45, Northeast Lee County until 3:45, Southeast Prentice and Southern Tishomingo County. Tornado near Manatee, 10 miles south of Baldwin, moving northeast at 50 miles an hour.
Okay. Do you believe that tornado is still be on the ground?
Yes.
Okay. We have had numerous damage reports from around Tupelo.
Yes.
As you.
Up here too, yes.
Okay.
From you guys or from the public, yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure you knew that. So, go over these warnings again. That's till 3:45. That would be Northeast Lee County. It'd be Northern Itawamba County. Does that include Prentice and Tish?
And that includes Southern Tishomingo County, Northwest Itawamba County.
Does that go all the way up to Tishmingo proper?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. So that tornado warning, and then you also have. Now, did you say there was one for Union?
Union expires at, I believe that one expires at 3:15 too.
Okay.
Yeah, it expires at 3:15. Let me see, we just put another one out, just a moment.
Okay.
And it is for severe thunderstorm Eastern Prentice and Central Tishomingo County until 4.
Okay, that's severe thunderstorm. Okay, so that's the northern side there. That's the hail core, right?
Yes.
That'd be this area right there. Hail potential primarily. Hail potential there. Tornadic potential south. Okay, one more question. Did you continue the southern, that'd be the Monroe County storm?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, so you've allowed that one. So the only tornado warning you have at this instant, or the only storm you're tracking, is the Lee, the storm that's in Mantachie.
Itawamba, Tishomingo County, that one right there. So let me
Okay.
back up here and check here real quick. Itawamba, Union, Lee, Itawamba, Lee. Okay, nothing I see for Monroe.
Times on your screen for the tornado warning in effect until that'd be 3:45 p.m. for northern. This would be Lee County, Itawamba County, Prentiss County, Tishomingo County, heading east and northeast. Is it okay if I keep you on the phone for a few minutes here? We're working on some data. We have a lot of scared folks at home that are watching us.
I know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can put you closer to my microphone.
That's fine, no problem.
Okay, let's check and see if we have some radar data. Nope, we are still last sweep we had. Let me see if I can get some data on my phone here. Do we have we got internet back at all here at the station? We're still live with the tornado warning coverage on WTVA, ABC WTVA. Potential for tornadoes still on the ground, obviously a damaging and could be a life-threatening situation as it moves through northern Itawamba, southern Prentiss, into Tishomingo County. I apologize that I'm just kind of here babbling in your ear.
That's all right.
You never know how much you rely on internet until you really need it.
I know, until it goes away, yeah.
We just feel so bad for those folks impacted by tornadoes today. This is still the center part of what will be a significant potential outbreak, well, obviously an outbreak of tornadoes throughout the day, and it continues for many locations at this moment. Can you tell me about I know it's not your area,
Okay.
but can you tell me about the storms down in Jackson's area, as far south as maybe Winston or Noxubee County?
All right, I'll try. Just a moment. Okay, what do we have here? We've got, I got Attila and Holmes County with a tornado warning until 3:45.
Attila and Holmes, okay, that would be just outside of our area.
All right, and let's see what else we have here. Okay. All right, I've got Hines, yeah, that's way too south. Hines, Madison, and Yazoo County for severe thunderstorms.
Hold on just a second. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I've got Chris Tatum on the phone.
Uh-huh.
Tornado has definitely gone across Gloucester Street.
Okay,
Go ahead,
gone
Chris.
Gloucester Creek. Do you have a crossroad to that?
Trees are twisted. What's a cross street on there, Chris? Where are you? Just outside the Blue Canoe, wherever that is, Blue Canoe.
Okay, yeah, just outside Blue Canoe. So the track of this tornado was very near US 78 when it passed through Tupelo proper. This is an old radar image. I'm going to pull it down for you again. So when you're looking down there, do you have Montgomery, Webster, Choctaw, Winston County? Is any of those under tornado warning?
I'll check and see, just a moment.
I appreciate it.
All right, let's see here.
So we had a significant tornado track through Tupelo, near the US 78 interchange. A Blue Canoe is, if you go up that hill, there's a restaurant there, and so there's an apartment complex there. We're gonna have to really check on that apartment complex here in a minute. Okay, go ahead.
All right, let's see here if I've got anything other than that. No, I do not for tornadoes. It has just been the Attila Homes. And
So Montgomery is?
so Montgomery, I've got until, no, these are all old ones.
Okay, okay.
These are all old. Nothing there, just at the most would be severe thunderstorm, and I don't see anything for that either for there, but I'll check again.
Okay, I appreciate you taking the time to help us out. We're live on WTVA, ABC WTVA, and WLOV for a tornado warning. Still continues for Lee, moving through northern Itawamba County. The tornado, in all likelihood, you can see the Mantachie community there on my screen. and your television screen at home, tornado in all likelihood is east of Mantachie, crossing the Tennessee Tom Bigby waterway. Still going 55 to 60 miles per hour. I'm going to give a wider pan on that. And even though the tornado warning popped off the screen, that was the old tornado warning. We continue to have a new tornado warning that was issued in Itawamba, as well as southern Tishomingo counties, that in effect until 3:45 p.m. And you can see some of the times on your screen there for that rotation. Emily, do you have any new information? Still gathering? Okay. It's going to be slow on the go for information the next hour or so, and I apologize for that.
A new tornado warning for northwest Clay and Webster counties, and it goes till 4:15 up here from Memphis.
Okay, so that would be the previously tornado warned thunderstorm for Montgomery County, correct?
This is brand new.
Well, I mean it was a storm that earlier had been.
Okay. The northwestern Clay, Webster County, till 4:15. The northeast at 45.
What was the location?
And the location is Lodi. Whether that's in Clay or Webster County, I don't know, but moving northeast at 45.
Okay,
Lodi.
Lodi moving.
Here we go. Eupora, Embry, Bellefontaine, Clarkson, Cumberland, Montpelier.
Okay, so Eupora is still very close to it at this instant then.
Right. And Walpole and Manatee.
Okay. Storm track on that. Moving north and west at about northeast
Yeah.
at 60. Thank you. 60 miles. How many knots? What'd you say? We'll still assume about 60 miles per hour. Yes, John.
Trying to go out here in Tupelo. We're just trying to make sure our conditions for Tupelo with the National Weather Service are
Okay, we have some crews out trying to figure out some damage here. Set what?
Is it safe to go out to Tupelo?
Is it safe to go out in Tupelo at this instant? Ma'am?
Pardon me?
Is it safe for our crews to go out in Tupelo at this instant to assess damage?
All right, let me check here because we did cancel. We have canceled stuff for Lee, Wester, and Prentice and Union.
So okay. Oh yeah, that was the sphere. Okay, yeah.
Let's see here. I want to make sure that everything's all right. I see still a lot of storms around Verona. Probably in another 15 minutes it'll be safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
John, would you get me Jennifer?
Okay.
Ask her if we can do a phoner with her.
Do we have any?
Okay. Would it upset you terribly if I kept you on the phone for a little bit?
Sure, that's all right. I mean, I'm okay for the time being.
Okay, I appreciate it. So as we stand right now, we had a damaging tornado move through Tupelo that is assumed to still be, at this instant, as of the latest update, assumed to still be on the ground in the warning text. Is that accurate, would you say?
Yes.
Okay. Assumed to be still on the ground, probably now east of the Tennessee Tom Bigby waterway. Could be somewhat of a close call for Belmont and Mingo. She knows what I mean by phoner, hopefully. Okay. Still dealing with radar disruptions. So tornado warning continues till 3:45 on that
Yeah,
thunderstorm.
Right now I've got more information where the tornado's located near Sandy Springs.
Sandy Springs.
14 miles north of Fulton, moving northeast at 50.
So that's where we had a second ago, just east of the Tennessee Tom Bigby waterway, moving northeast at 50.
Yes.
Okay, we've been going a little too fast on this. I'd rather go too fast than too slow.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, so Sandy Spring right there just east of the waterway. This would be in northern Itawamba County. Tornado assumed to still be on the ground. Belmont, 8 minutes, 14 minutes into the Bloody Springs community. Moores Mill. I know we're talking some small stuff here, some small places, but we're not talking small stuff. Let's go ahead and I'm going to tilt this storm track a couple different directions. We're going to If you'll stick with me for a moment, we're going to make it go a couple different ways just to make sure. Let's go toward Red Bay just in case. That'd be 10 minutes, Golden in 7 minutes. Let's go ahead and take it farther north just in case it hits Tish Mingo proper. Be 15 minutes. Let's go back to our southern tornado warning. This in effect for Webster and Clay counties. The assumption is that this circulation would be just east of Eupora. Hey, John, did you end up getting her? Okay. Assuming a slightly faster storm speed, we're talking the Beasley community in 17 minutes, Griffin in 21 minutes, Salem in 25 minutes, and West Point, if it continues course, and that's kind of on the southern end of this track, about 31 minutes. Let's talk about tornado safety rules once again. On this thunderstorm, it's Doppler radar indicated rotation. Obviously, on the northern one, it's tornado on the ground. We want to talk about keeping you in a sturdy structure on the lowest floor, in the middle of that structure, turning up the volume on the TV, and wrap yourself in blankets and pillows. If you have a helmet, that's a good option as well. We want to keep you in your safe place until we can give you the all clear. And that's not now. Eupora, we still have a few more minutes. Let's keep you in your safe place. We have Wi-Fi back? Do we have Wi-Fi? No, I think we do. Your phone says Wi-Fi.
Yes, it's Jennifer.
Is it yes or no?
Not yet.
Okay, hold on a second. Jennifer, can you call... hold on a second.
How long do we're safe? How long that we're safe to let people out?
It's about
We need a couple more minutes. We still have thunderstorms.
Okay.
Let's talk to Chris. Right now, we're sort of flying a little blind, so let's talk to him. Chris? Tatum is on the ground in Tupelo, where we've had a significant, I believe, well, from the reports I've got, it's a significant tornado touchdown. Correct me if that is wrong. Is that the case?
Well, I'm certainly no forecaster, but I've covered enough of these little telltale signs that I've learned. The way trees are twisted when they fall, and there's a lot of that. We were, first of all, headed up Gloucester Street. That would be headed actually south on Gloucester. I don't know the actual cross street to give you a point, but there's a popular eatery called the Blue Canoe. And right about there, we started to see trees topple. It was real clear where it had jumped across Gloucester and kept going across in the east direction. We also, of course, saw a lot of signs down, power lines down, power poles snapped. We saw some roof damage, and there was some kind of, I couldn't tell if it was a hotel or exactly what it was back off the roadways. It looked like some significant damage to it back that direction. Our destination that we're trying to get to is actually a little more into West Tupelo. So in our efforts to circle back around to get to our destination, we did see that 45 South is shut down and 78 East is shut down. So clearly some significant damage. Whatever hit Tupelo did do considerable damage and is something that I hope we find out later people heeded your warnings and stayed safe because of.
So when you're looking at this, give me some examples of some of that damage, if you would, please.
Well, first of all, just a lot of trees, not blown over, but twisted and snapped. A lot of those. We saw a lot of road signs, a lot of the signage along Gloucester for businesses that were blown down or destroyed. We saw, of course, roof damage, pieces of roofs, entire roofing just torn off buildings. And that was only the little bit of a distance we could go before they had that Gloucester shut down, just before we got to Crosstown.
Okay, Chris Tatum in the field. We're going to be going back to you quite a bit on this. We do have new updates on the thunderstorm, this current situation at this instant. Go ahead and help us out. And what's your name so folks at home know this kind?
Marlene.
Marlene?
Uh-huh.
I owe you something after this is all over. Thank you so much for helping us out. Give us the new information.
Okay, I wanted to tell you that the tornado warning, there is a tornado warning still in effect until 3:45 for southeast Itawamba and southeast Lee, and also now northern Monroe counties. And the tornado is on the ground near Nettleton, 8 miles northeast of Oklahoma, moving northeast at 40.
Okay, give me that. I want you to go through that one more time.
Sure. Okay. The tornado warning remains in effect until 3:45 for southwest Itawamba, southeast Lee, and northern Monroe counties. There is a tornado located near Nettleton, or 8 miles northeast of Okolona, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour.
Let's get Okolona in that track. Hold on a moment. Thank you so much. Is that not going to let me move it? Nope, we're just going to have to do a new one. Let's get Nettleton in the track. This is at the longest amount of time you have, 1 minute Nettleton. We need you in your safe place right now. We need to assume it's overhead. This could be another damaging tornado. The likelihood today is that we're going to have tornadoes that could be strong. Not everyone is. But a tornado that impacts you is a very significant tornado. So we need to assume that it could be damaging and deadly if you don't take this very seriously. It was moving northeast at 60, 55.
At 50.
50. So these are slowed down a little bit, maybe just a little bit.
A little bit, but 50 to 55 miles an hour moving towards the northeast.
Okay, do you have Smithville in that track?
I don't believe so, but let me check here and see.
I appreciate you doing that for me. Thank you so much. Do we need to reset the wireless router? I mean, we might not have internet at all back, but...
I don't think we have internet at all.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
All that stuff.
Okay, that's fine.
What are you seeing at all? Anything? Are we live on the air?
All right,
We're live on the air right now.
Smithville in this.
You don't? Okay, so that would be... That's kind of what I figure based on the track it was taking. So
Right.
This is southern Itawamba. You know the Evergreen community? You need to be in a safe place to live in the Evergreen community, Cardsville, south of Richmond, Academy, Turon. This is a very dangerous and could be life-threatening situation. Tornado, at this instant, assumed to be still on the ground. Was that according to Doppler radar, or was that according to spotter reports?
This one was spotter reports and
Okay.
Doppler radar.
And Doppler radar, okay.
Yeah.
That's the kind of tornadoes we're going to have today, unfortunately.
Yes, you are under a high risk of the severe weather for this afternoon and through the evening.
Okay, hold on just a second here. Can you get in contact with Miss Dana and find out if we have internet at home?
I don't. She's still here.
Okay. Boy, how we need internet.
I know.
And to think, I told WSI that getting rid of satellite data was a bad idea. Oh well, that's neither here
Well,
nor...
maybe they'll listen now.
No, unlikely.
No. Budget constraints, I'm sure.
Let's see if, John, on button 2, not weather 2, on button 2, I need you to get old Sky Tracker up for me, if you can. I should at the very least have composite reflectivity on that. Appreciate it. Okay. So we have 2 tornado warnings continuing to be in effect as part, actually 3 tornado warnings. One for, now would be probably exited out of northern Lee County into, it's definitely in Itawamba, moving into Tishmingo County at 50 miles per hour. A rotation that'd be pretty close to the Belmont and Golden communities, less than 5 minutes, maybe less than 2 minutes in the Belmont community as we speak. A tornado we need to assume is still on the ground. We have another rotation that, according to our friends at the National Weather Service Memphis, is a tornado on the ground at this instant. That location for the tornado would be very near the Nettleton community, probably northeast of Nettleton. The speed on these has slowed down a little bit. We're still assuming 50 miles per hour. We're assuming that the tornado's track will be a close call to our friends who live in Smithville, probably more Carolina community in Cardsville. But we need to assume that I have no clue what I'm talking about right now on the specific track.
Right. Yep, we have the one there that's for, oh, I just lost it here, the northwestern Clay County and Webster County, with Eupora, Embry, Bellefontaine, Clarkson, Cumberland, Montpelier.
Okay, and what was the time of the last update on that? Just out of curiosity.
Okay, that was at 3:14 p.m.
Okay, so...
And that warning goes until 4 p.m.
Okay, so let's Track it based upon that new location. I'd say Mabin, we're talking only about 8 to 6 minutes or so. Beasley Community, 20 minutes. 30 minutes in Salem. West Point, this shows it about a half hour. You might say that's the same time for West Point you said before. We've slowed down the storm speed on this just a little bit. I think we were initially just a little bit too fast. Okay, hold on just a second. Did we ever find out anything? No, on the phone.
Okay, what?
On, no, sorry, not you, just a second.
Okay, Matt, we're going to go to Emily here in a minute. She has
Okay.
some damage that she can talk about, okay?
Okay, you can take that camera, that's fine. You can have that camera. We'll get some more information. This part of this event becomes very, very difficult because now we're just starting to get some damage reports and such in. Can we make sure that we have as many people off of their cell phone data as possible, please? There's not going to be much to go around. Can we make that announcement, please? Everybody off of cell phone data. I appreciate it. Is GWX still working, just so I know? Still getting...
As far as I know, I haven't had any banners up here saying not.
Okay.
And the 321 is the latest update on the one for Northwest Clay and Webster County, the tornado warning there, and it is confirmed near Eupora, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour, and that was at 3:21 p.m.
Okay, so we have confirmed near Eupora, moving northeast at, give me one more time.
45 miles an hour.
So we've slowed down even more?
Right, and it's expected to be near Clarkson, 3:35, Cumberland, 3:40 p.m., Montpelier, 3:50 p.m.
Okay, so this is a tornado.
Yep.
Still on the ground at this instant. You need to, if you live in eastern Webster County or western Clay County, be in your tornado safe place. That's the lowest floor of your home. And we talked about this earlier. There are two situations in which a tornado warning is issued. We have a tornado warning that's issued when a tornado has been spotted or Doppler radar indicates rotation. We start with these, we end with those. We have a tornado that's been spotted, assumed to be on the ground. That would be near Eupora at this instant. The speed has slowed down, and that is not a good sign, by the way. When the speed slows down, typically that allows the winds in the thunderstorm to get a little more organized, and the strength of the tornado to potentially increase. So we need to assume this could be a life-threatening, not could be, is a life-threatening situation ongoing right now in Clay and Webster counties. In Webster County, moving into Clay County there. Is Choctaw County part of that?
No.
So it's just a little north, isn't it? Just a little north of Eupora.
Apparently so, yes.
Okay.
And there is quite large hail associated with this, too. Almost the size of ping pong balls.
That's just one of those factors today. You get the strong updraft, you get the strong rotation, it holds the hail up longer. We're getting some new information into our newsroom from folks in the field, in particular with the tornado damage around Tupelo. Let's go to our anchor, Miss Emily Leonard. Emily?
Matt, thank you very much. Here's some of what we know so far as we continue to monitor this situation. Authorities are working several areas in the city of Tupelo for all different sorts of damage reports. We know several areas right now have experienced some very heavy tree damage. Power outages are widespread all over and across Tupelo in the area at this moment. Here's what we know right now. The Joyner area, the Clayton Street area around Lumpkin and the Country Club Road again, Lumpkin and Country Club Road has seen some pretty significant damage. We do have a crew headed out that way. I believe our Susan Parker is headed out that way right now, so we'll have some more reports for you as they are made available to us, and once we get Susan there, we'll have her report as well. There's also been some structural damage to a number of hotels and businesses. Many of them have lost their roofs. A lot of that damage to the hotels done on North Gloucester. Traffic's been shut down on North Gloucester for obvious reasons. Lots of down power lines, and of course damage is making it very hard to travel, so please do not travel right now at all. That would be a word to the wise there. And workers with Tupelo Light and Water have been dispatched all across the city as well. One of the big words they're using right now is the word patience, so please have patience as we're working to get the power restored to multiple areas. There's also reports that some people have been trapped in basements. There's workers checking out these reports as fast as they can, getting out there and trying to help as much as possible. Again, that word is patience. Remember, unless you have a reason to be outside, stay inside, stay out of the way of the emergency workers. That is some really good advice. Just stay put, stay where you are. And whatever you do, there is no reason to be driving right now. We've also heard from a Tupelo dispatcher. They called us multiple injuries. It's unclear where these injuries are or how many that we have right now. And so all of this information is pouring into our newsroom. We're working as hard and fast as we can to get you the information. Of course, the Weather Authority working very hard right now on all of the warnings and the watches that are currently out right now. We have several crews out there. We're waiting to hear from them. As soon as we do hear from them, we will let you know. For right now, let's go back over to Matt, get the latest on what's going on there. Matt.
Okay, we have 3 storms we assume have tornadoes on the ground at this instant. Let's go north to south. A storm that would be southern Tishomingo County. I'm going to show you as much mapping as possible to get as close as we can. And tell me when I'm lying on the phone, if you would, please. It should be a tornado that's pretty close to Belmont at this moment, crossing into, probably crossing the Alabama state line within the next couple of moments. So this is where our tornado would be on the ground. Let's go ahead and circle that on our radar here. Tornado on the ground between Belmont and Red Bay, very close to Belmont. You have to be in your safe place. This is the same damaging tornado that moved through Tupelo. What was described by spotters as a multi-vortex tornado. Those are the tornadoes that typically are the strongest, moving toward the Pleasant Site community as it heads toward the north and east. You can come out of your safe place if you live in Sandy Springs, Kirkville, obviously, as well Mantachie, for that warning. Let's talk about this tornado warning. The southern Lee County is in effect till 3:45, correct?
Yes.
So I put my tornado at this instant very near the intersection of Monroe, Lee, and Itawamba counties.
That sounds good.
Okay, let's move it north and east. I need to get a much wider fan on this. Give me just a second here. Okay, so at that speed, we'd say potentially in the Carolina community in about the next 2 to 3 minutes. We're going 50 miles an hour on this. Cardsville, 9 minutes. New Salem, 11 minutes. Tornado on the ground. That's the reason the Storms Prediction Center upgraded this to a high risk of severe weather, was because of the potential for these dangerous, violent, long-track tornadoes. Webster County, Clay County, tornado on the ground. This would be, I would say, halfway between Eupora and Mabin. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That looks right.
I'm going to go a little thinner fan than that. So on radar, we're looking right there, very near US 82, probably just north of US 82, but it's going to be a very close call. Let's get the fan right on that again. Okay, and so at that 50 miles per hour, Mabin, 4 minutes. That didn't get Mathiston on there, but we're going to bring it in closer so we can get Cumberland and some other locations with that. Let's clear this off. Let's put on a more localized storm track. Okay, Mabin, 5 minutes. Doesn't show Cumberland, but it'd be about 6 minutes at most. FIBA, 14 minutes. Beasley, 19 minutes. Griffin, 23 minutes. This is a tornado considered to still be on the ground. We have numerous tornado warnings. This is what we refer to as a particularly dangerous situation tornado watch that we have in place, because these tornadoes will have a tendency to be strong, have a potential, maybe not a tendency, that assumes everybody, will have a potential to be strong and long-lasting. Emily, would you go ahead and restart my phone? See if you can get me some radar scope on the network here. Then try again. I have a feeling that when we took the power outages, I might have lost data. When other people around here are having data and I'm not, that's probably what's happening. Okay, so let's see what we have. John, did you have any luck on 2? Okay, now hold on. No, that's something. Hold on. Is the we need to get the producer on. I'll do it. Oh no, you're kidding me. Okay. Would you find an engineer, and I know they're doing 1,000 other things, see if they can get the producer turned on. I can get composite reflectivity if they do that. Tornado warnings continue for 3 counties in the WTVA viewing area.
I also have a new one for Southern
I'm sorry.
Chickasaw County.
Southern
I don't know if
Chickasaw.
that's in your area or not.
Southern Chickasaw, yeah, Southern Chickasaw would be. And now, is that different from the Clay County warning?
Yes. But this is a tornado warning until 4:15 p.m. 23 miles southwest of Houston, and this is Doppler indicated radar.
23 miles southwest of Houston.
Yeah.
Hold on, that would, but wouldn't that, okay, that'd still be the Webster County storm though, right?
Let's see here. Yeah, it's the Webster County storm. Yeah.
Okay, so they're just extending it northward.
Yeah.
Is it east-northeast or northeast that it's moving?
And it's 23 miles southwest of Houston, moving northeast, 45 miles an hour.
Let's make sure we haven't been tracking this inappropriately. Rodney, so you know, it's the producer computer. For whatever reason, it's not wanting to power up. It just might be the...
I was told direct.
Okay, yeah, no, it's the producer computer, and I think it's yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so we'd be talking Beasley community at 21 minutes, Griffin community at 26 minutes, and Salem community about 31 minutes. And that's the one clipping Southern Chickasaw County. I'm sorry I'm standing in front of it, but you can kind of see where it's going. Let's go to our Emily Leonard. Emily?
All right, Matt, thank you very much. There we go. Sorry about that. Here's what we know so far. Here's some of the damage that we are hearing and the reports that we are getting in here at the WTVA newsroom. Authorities are working several areas in the city of Tupelo for various reports and damages. We've got several crews out right now getting these. Okay, right now I'm getting word that we are going to go to our photojournalist, Jeff Bryant. He is in the Joyner neighborhood with a report on what's happening there. Jeff?
Emily, I'm on Trace Avenue, which is just off McCullough Boulevard, and we actually have, we are blocked in our neighborhood right now. We have trees down all across the neighborhood. We have a couple of trees on houses that have actually in houses right now. I unfortunately have become a victim as well. We have a tree on our car, but other than that, it appears that we are, everyone apparently has been safe. In our neighborhood.
Okay, good. So you have had a chance and an opportunity to talk to a few of the Joyner area residents. Is that correct?
That is correct, Emily. And right now, it appears our major concern is that there is a gas leak on the corner of Robinson and Kincaid, or rather Kincannon, rather. But other than that, we've got trees, power lines down, and that seems to be the brunt of the damage. There are trees on 2 of the houses in the neighborhood, and it appears that our neighborhood itself is actually cut off. We are actually, we don't have any passable roads at this time.
Okay, Jeff, appreciate it. Definitely be careful. Keep us updated on any information that you might receive, and of course, once again, be very careful out there. Jeff, thank you very much. And we know that several areas, like what Jeff was talking about in the Joyner area, have experienced some very heavy tree damage. Jeff was also talking about the power outages, lots of power lines down, widespread all across the city right now. Like we said, the Joyner area where Jeff is talking about, he's talking about the Clayton Street area around Lumpkin and the Country Club Road. They're seeing significant damage there. There's been some structural damage to several local hotels on Gloucester Street as well. A number of businesses losing their roofs. Traffic has been shut down on North Gloucester. In fact, do not travel unless you have to at this moment. Stay put, stay where you are. Workers with Tupelo Light and Power have been dispatched all across the city. One of the big words they're using right now, and they want us to convey this message to you very strongly, you need to have patience. They're working as fast and as hard as they can. There are reports that several people have been trapped in their basements. We're getting those reports in. A Tupelo dispatcher also called in saying they've received multiple injuries. It's unclear where these injuries are or how many, but again, they are working patience, that keyword there. Workers are checking out all of these reports as fast as they can. Remember, cannot stress this enough, unless you have to get out for any reason, please just stay inside, stay out of the way of the emergency workers and let them do their jobs. And whatever you do, do not be out driving right now. Of course, we've got more crews out. Our Susan Parker is out, Sonia Walls, Tyler Hill, Chris Tatum. Everybody is out right now. As soon as we get word, we will hear from them. Right now, let's go back over to Matt and the Weather Authority. Matt.
Let me get my microphone on and working again. The scenario we find ourselves at this instant is we have multiple tornado touchdowns still ongoing. The one piece of good news I can give you is our tornado warning has cleared Tishomingo County. Unfortunately, moved into sections of Franklin County, Alabama. This is a tornado that could still, we have to assume, be on the ground at this moment and time as it moves away. Also, a tornado warning that's still in effect does include folks in Cardsville, Tremont, Fulton, northern Monroe County as well, though we believe that tornado to in all likelihood be just a little bit north of the Monroe, Itawamba County line, but it's going to be a close call. I'm going to give you a couple different tracks on this. That'll be 3 minutes in Cardsville, 15 minutes in the Tremont, Bexar there, and 20 minutes and 24 minutes in the Scottsville. So this is a situation we need to assume could be life-threatening if you don't take it seriously. Let's disengage from that. Let's go south. And let's talk about the tornado warning that's moving now. A tornado probably on the ground still, of last information we had from the Weather Service, near Mabin, moving toward Beasley, Salem, Griffith. Very dangerous and could be life-threatening situation. I apologize, I'm standing in front of this. See if we can adjust it for you again. And you can see the times on your screen there through West Point as it moves in an easterly direction. We have crews that are scrambling, as Emily told you a minute ago, and they're scrambling because we're trying to get into position for tornado damage that has been reported. We have taken a catastrophic internet hit here at the television station, and we are attempting to get that back. I have the first thing that looks like new data, by the way. So if we can keep everybody off of the network, please, if we can make sure to convey that to the group back there meeting in the newsroom. If we can keep everybody off of the internet, I would really appreciate it. Weather Service in, this would be Birmingham, extending the tornado warned storm as a severe thunderstorm warning into northern Marion County, Alabama. That in effect until 4:30 p.m. at 3:42, which was just a couple minutes ago. Doppler radar indicated a storm producing ping pong ball sized hail and damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. The storm was located near Fulton and moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. The reason that's a severe thunderstorm warning is the center of this thunderstorm is a little farther north, so the hail producing part of this is just a little bit farther north. Locations impacted include Hackleburg, Bexar, Scottsville, Pig Eye. It also includes US 78 exit number 3, that'd be, I believe, on the Alabama side. Tornado watch continues in effect. And we're doing a volume check. Computers. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put up some tornado safety rules. Let's talk about these again. Because we anticipate that we will continue to see storms producing tornadoes farther south and east as the afternoon progresses. And some of those thunderstorms could be strong, and tornadoes could be strong. Keep everybody off of the network, please, if you would, while you have data coming in. Okay? I apologize for barking. Okay. So let's see where we're at. Oh my goodness. We have significant tornadoes potentially out of this line here. So let's talk south to north. Louisville, this is going to be, it's going to take me a minute to get some radar images back in on this. I'm going to see if I can go an alternate route to get some radar images in faster. Can we get the director up back there in the back? I'll do it. Louisville. This is a storm, a classic supercell look to it. And it's likely that this thunderstorm is producing a tornado. Hold on. Just a second. Okay. Yeah, let's do both of them. Okay, so things finally coming back up here at the TV station. Apologize, and I thank you for your patience. I have a thunderstorm there near French Camp that looks to be one that at some point in the near future could attempt to produce a tornado. Most recently, we've had reports that this was a tornado on the ground near Manti. Doppler radar images, I think, would say just as much. The track of this toward the north and east, the speed 50 miles per hour. Assuming that forward speed, we need to be in our safe place in the Una community, Sparta, I would say Woodland as well. Safe place, lowest floor of your home. Remember the blankets and pillows, cover up in them, wrap up in them, put a helmet on the kids if necessary, and keep there until we can give you the all clear. Let's go north. I believe this storm near Russellville was previously our storm that had the impact of the tornado in Tupelo. That storm, not quite as impressive as it was as it moves through Franklin County, Alabama. Our storm, now east of Fulton, with rotation, I believe to be very near the Tremont community. Moving north and east at 50 miles per hour. At that speed, we'd be into Scottsville, and we were talking about some of these times a minute ago. 1 minute into Tremont, Scottsville into 10 minutes, Vina in 20 minutes, and 25 minutes into Hodges. Let's look at this whole thing. Let's see what we've got. An intense line of supercells. I mean, we have 1 damaging supercell, 2 tornado on the ground, 3 likely at the very least in the developmental stages, and 4 what looks to be another classic tornado producing thunderstorm. John, you look like you had some information a second ago. Did you? Nope. Okay. Give me just a moment here at the station. See if we can. Okay. See if we can switch this to Jackson radar site. Oh my goodness gracious. Now this isn't exactly the most populated part of our viewing area, but what's going on moving, you know, it's going to be right along 25 there, is a significant storm. This could be a storm producing a significant tornadic circulation. In fact, it is. We have another significant, potentially tornadic situation near French Camp and another one near Beasley. Someone was talking in my ear, just go ahead and say it. You all there? Okay, just making sure. Getting a lot of stuff figured out behind the scenes here, and I appreciate all your patience at home. We're live on WTVA, ABC, WTVA, WLOV. Current time is 3:53. Tornado warnings continue for much of the WTVA viewing area, and a tornado watch in effect throughout the evening for the potential for damaging and what could be life-threatening tornadoes. At this instant, And don't take my word for it officially. We have not heard that many reports of tornado tornado injuries. But that's something that we're going to be finding out more information on soon. And we're trying to get back to you. Let's talk about our Chickasaw County thunderstorm. Southern Chickasaw County, near the Manatee community. Tornado assumed at this instant to be on the ground. $350. There we go. Okay. BMX Jan. Meg chat's not connecting. Okay. Jan chat's not connecting. We are barely getting internet here. Okay. I believe we're still on backup power here at the station. Manatee. Tornado assumed to be on the ground. That's as of a volume scan at 3:50 p.m. We should be getting a new scan of the radar image here in a few moments. I'm going to go up a couple of scans on this to make sure we have the latest location. I would put it very near Highway 389, moving toward the north and east at 50 miles per hour. Sparta, this shows 2 minutes. And the Una community, we have some folks here in our station that live near the Una community, have family down there, we're talking 14 minutes. Let's go back to the lowest scan on Storm Track Doppler. I'm going to look north for just a moment. I want to make sure we don't have something coming up the backside of this that's going to bite us. We have a lot of thunderstorms. At this instant, this basically Natchez Trace east this evening is going to be in the firing line for showers and thunderstorms that could produce tornadoes. Natchez Trace west, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but your odds are much lower than locations to your east. The atmosphere is very volatile this afternoon. We have lots and lots of moisture. We have strong winds aloft, and it's a recipe for damaging tornadoes. And the thing is it's the damaging tornadoes could come in multiple rounds for the same location. So don't assume that once we put you in the all clear that you're done for the day, because that's not the case necessarily. Okay, let's bring it back to our radar sat of Monroe County. That is not the storm track I wanted to go with there. Let's talk about Choctaw County. A classic tornadic circulation near the French Camp community. Looking at the wind mode on Storm Track Doppler radar. That's gate-to-gate shear out of our radar site in Monroe County at 86 miles per hour. That's within 4 of our 90 that we assume is tornado on the ground, so we need to assume that we have a very significant, could be damaging and deadly situation unfolding here. This put in the Chester community in about 8 minutes. Ackerman, 13 minutes if it goes east. In all likelihood, it's going to go just barely north, but I know some folks consider them residents of Ackerman, yet live in the county. In this scenario, I still want to keep you in your safe place. This is a dangerous situation. I'm going to look from a couple different angles here from Memphis. We're going to look at the winds on that. Near Ware Road, from every radar side I look, it's still significant rotation. Let's back this off. Because you can see north, as we mentioned a minute ago, most of that is going to be a little bit below severe levels. There's some hails possible. I haven't got a new scan on this. Let's make sure we don't have people on the network. I know that might be difficult to do, but we need to keep as many people off of the network in this building as possible. Okay? Tobe, can you help us? Huh? I know. So make sure there's nobody using cell phone net. Like, we have to stay off the network to keep getting radar images, okay? We have to impress that upon everyone in the building. Okay, so this southern storm we were talking about a minute ago, the Attala County storm. Radar, the storm has been observed that a confirmed large and very dangerous tornado is on the ground out of this thunderstorm here. And just within the last moments, the National Weather Service in Jackson is issuing a tornado warning that extends eastward. That would include southern sections of Winston County. That may or may not pop on our map here in a minute. But southern Winston County, a large and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Zama. We'll be talking more about that here in a minute. Let's get a track of that thunderstorm and that rotation. Toward the north and east, we're still going 50 miles per hour. That's been pretty consistent on these. Remus Community, 5 minutes. Noxapater, 27 minutes. Louisville, 32 minutes. 40 minutes in Mill Creek. Oops, excuse me. Have we gotten... Can we get the